here, welcome. I'm Jess and I make videos on all things minimalism, slow living, and intentional motherhood. And today I am talking about something I love to talk about, which is creating your own 10-item wardrobe. I found the 10-item wardrobe early postpartum, and it was my entrance into the minimalism world. I was craving simplicity. I had this overwhelming, hilarious, ironic situation that I know a lot of women can relate to, where you walk into your closet that is bursting with clothes, and yet, what do you say? I have nothing to wear. I went from a 1,000-piece closet, 1,000 pieces, to a 10-ish item wardrobe. Now, I have a beginner intro video to this where I talk about my spring and summer 10-item wardrobe and why I made it, how you can build your own, and I will link it below. But today, I'm digging into my entire fall and winter wardrobe, how I make that work, and going through each piece, which is hilarious because I'm filming this early and it is 85 degrees outside. So we're just gonna sweat through it together. The 10-item wardrobe works like this. You have 10 core items. These are your staple items. And then you have accessory items like pajamas, workout clothes, extra sweats. In the winter and fall, I'll get into my layering. I'm gonna have a lot more accessory items than I did in my spring and summer wardrobe. But the idea is that you minimize it down to what you truly love and helps eliminate that fatigue of overwhelming amount of decisions. Let's get into it. Let's have a little fashion show. These are the Madewell curvy vintage jean. I only ever wear curvy jeans forever and ever my whole life. I love these by Madewell. I bought these secondhand off of ThredUp for about $30. I love having one single really good pair of jeans, but I still don't love wearing jeans. So finding ones that are comfortable is a must, that make you feel comfortable, like you can chase a toddler in them. That's very important to me. A good old cream mock neck sweater. Look, you know what I'm saying? Depending on where you live, this might look differently. If you live in SoCal, you might not need two separate 10-item wardrobes. Where I live, it is very hot in the summer. We have a long hot season, like in the triple digits. And then in the winter, the dead of winter, it's getting down to the 40s almost every single day. I don't live in an extreme area that has a lot of snow. So depending on where you live and your needs, your own minimalist wardrobe, your own 10-item wardrobe is gonna look vastly different. You might need a lot more accessory items for layering, depending on where you live. So for me though, I need something that I could have early fall when it's low 70s like this, and then be able to also transition to when winter really comes in like January and it rains all month. I've talked about Neuflora before, I think. I just love the company. I love the women behind the company. I love the look. I am a big fan of them. And so that's where this top is from. It's also where a lot of my, if you look at my summer, spring wardrobe, a lot of my long dresses are from them. They just make me feel so feminine and beautiful. My combat boots. I didn't bring socks and I regret it. Old jean jacket never hurt nobody. This is the Free People Daisy dress dupe. You can have a bump, you can breastfeed, you can be different sizes. I am in the season of my life right now where I am nursing babies, or I've been growing baby, or I want to grow and nurse more babies. So for me, having clothes that only fit at one size is very difficult. I still keep a pile about this high of clothes that are my in-between postpartum clothes, so that I have a pair of jeans in a couple different sizes. I have a lot more stretchy shirts that are larger so that I can still feel comfortable. They are not applicable to my season of life, but I choose not to get rid of them because I know They will be applicable in the next year or 2 years, Lord willing, because we want to have more children. In the meantime, when I'm not using them, I pass them around to moms that I know that are actively postpartum. So they are still getting used and loved. But if you feel like the minimal wardrobe doesn't work for you because, you're not one size all the time, you are nursing or you're pregnant, the point is not that you copy me and only have 10 items. The point is that if you are feeling overwhelmed with your clothes, simplifying and streamlining so that it is not causing more stress and chaos in your life. Because it's winter and fall, my accessory items are definitely gonna be more than in my spring and summer wardrobe. For shoes, my black combat boots. These are my white tennies. They're like minimal barefoot style. I actually got them from Amazon a couple years ago and I can link them below. These are my walking trail shoes when I'm out and about with my daughter and doing any kind of activity because they're so comfy. I have one beanie, our diaper bag, which I don't have. My husband's out with my daughter right now. And then my fanny pack. This is the same all year round. So pajamas. I have 2 pairs of pajamas. I probably don't need 2 pairs. I just love Christmas, so to me, having 2 pairs of Christmas pajamas is just the way to go. Then I've got some basic accessory items. So in here you'll find a pair of leggings. These are like a mix between a workout and a cloth legging. I have a pair of sweats, and I have a couple of plain V-neck. These are like plain cotton V-neck long sleeve layering tanks. I could wear them alone with a pair of jeans and tennis shoes for like a simple outfit on a warm fall day, or I layer them under things. I layer them under my sweaters, a sweatshirt, and my Patagonia if I need multiple layers. A white turtleneck is just a fall winter must have. I'm getting to the point where I'm probably gonna have to retire this one and get a new one because the armpits are looking a little rough. And then I have my sweatshirt. So for example, if it is a really cold day, I can wear my sweats or leggings, a turtleneck, and my sweatshirt and my Patagonia for a walk in the park or taking my daughter out. Who wants to go for a walk in the cold? Or I could layer this, the turtleneck, under any one of these sweaters to add a base level. And then my bra, socks, underwear, all that stuff pretty much stays the same. Let's talk over some common concerns, hesitations, and questions I get about a 10-item wardrobe. The biggest one being, how do you actually have enough to wear and don't you get bored of your clothes? To be completely honest, I felt when I had all the choices in the world with a 1,000-piece wardrobe that I still felt bored and underwhelmed and etc. And to me, that really has a lot more to do with decision fatigue and the constant stream of choices we have online to constantly make us feel discontent with what we have. I am not against buying new things, replacing things. It is simply a guideline I use for minimizing to create simplification and less stress in my life. But I tend to try to keep it between 10 and 13 staple items in my closet. What that has done over time is actually curate my wardrobe to a point where it is full of things I actually really like. And to be honest, when I had a ton of clothes, I found myself wearing the same 8 to 10 things anyway. I will link everything I mentioned below. I do want to say you do not have to buy anything new to create your minimal wardrobe. I promise you that a lot of times decluttering and minimizing the distraction of all the choices and noise, you will be shocked at what you have buried underneath all the noise. Getting ready for the day is less stressful. I find I wear my clothes more often. I find that I really get ready, like get dressed more often in the day. Something I find that is a hang up when it comes to minimizing and getting rid of a lot of clothes or simplifying our wardrobe is the feeling of I spent so much money on that, so I don't want to get rid of it, or you're attached to the person that you were when you bought that, or your fantasy self, whether that's I thought I would lose 10 pounds and fit into that, or I wanted to be this kind of person that wore that. A lot of times that mental chatter, that mental stress weighs us down every time we walk into our closet and get dressed. Walking into your closet and getting dressed should not be a stressful or shameful experience. I want my clothes to complement my life. I do not want them to be a source of stress. And so for me, minimizing just the basic amount of clothes I have has been very helpful for that. But it has allowed me the confidence to be a lot more particular about the clothes that I do have and the clothes that I do keep. I just encourage you to bring simplification into your closet, and I promise you, you will be shocked at the way that it kind of explodes into other areas of your life. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.